Busch Gardens Williamsburg might be one of the most beautiful theme parks in the country. On my past visit, I was both highly impressed and slightly disoriented at the same time. Because once you're actually there, something feels a little off. I found the quiet path leading to the entrance to be enchanting with its subtle charm and fiddle music playing in the background. On the surface, this place looks almost perfect. The entire park is built around different European countries: England, France, Germany, Italy. Each area has its own architecture, food, and even music. And visually, it works. Everything feels detailed, clean, almost too perfect. But walking through it feels different than you'd expect. Because instead of flowing like a normal theme park, this one feels segmented. Like you're constantly entering a completely new place, over and over again. And I remember when I went a few years ago, it honestly felt incredible, but also kind of confusing. Because you're not just moving through one park, you're jumping between countries. One minute you're in a quiet English village, and then suddenly you're in France with a massive dive coaster right in front of you. No real transition, just a shift. And after a while, it almost feels disorienting, like you lose your sense of where you are in the park. The layout doesn't really help either. Everything is spread out across hills and valleys, so getting from one ride to another can take way longer than you expect. There is even a sky ride and a train just to help you get around, which says a lot about how big and spread out this place really is. And another thing that really stands out here is the overall atmosphere of the park. Because every area has its own music, its own architecture, and its own kind of identity. You walk through one section and hear traditional European music playing, with buildings that feel detailed and almost historic. And then a few minutes later, everything changes again. The sound, the look, even the feeling of the space. Some areas feel open, but others get surprisingly tight, with buildings on both sides, narrow walkways, and everything kind of closing in around you. And it can actually feel really immersive, like you're inside a specific place. But at the same time, it adds to that slightly disjointed feeling, like each section is doing its own thing, instead of blending together naturally. And then there are the rides, which are actually some of the best parts of the park. You've got things like Griffon, a dive coaster that literally holds you over a straight down drop before letting go at around 70 miles per hour. And Alpengeist, which sends you almost 200 feet into the air and flips you upside down 6 times while your feet are just dangling. The rides are intense, well designed, and honestly, really good. But again, they're spread out. So instead of riding things back to back, you're constantly walking, climbing, trying to figure out where the next thing even is. And that's where the weird feeling comes in. Because everything individually is great, but it doesn't always feel connected. It's like a collection of incredible places instead of one cohesive park. But at the same time, that's also what makes it stand out. There really aren't many parks that look like this or feel like this. It's less about efficiency and more about the experience of moving through completely different environments. So is Busch Gardens Williamsburg actually worth it? Honestly, yeah. It's one of the most unique parks out there. And even though it can feel a little confusing and a little disconnected at times, that's kind of what makes it memorable. Before you go, I dropped 3 affiliate links in the description for stuff that actually makes a full park day way better. If you check those out, it helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.